Chapter 7. The search begins. With Sugriva as the king, normalcy was restored to the empire. Lord Rama had fulfilled his vow. It was now Sugriva's turn to help Sri Rama, but the timing was not in his favor. Lord Rama said,
Sugriva, I should not enter the city, so I will stay on the mountain Rishyamukha. These next 4 months of the rainy season are not suitable for war. Use this time to set right your administration and put the affairs of your kingdom in order. When the Sharad or the autumn season begins, you may keep your promise and begin the search for Sita.
Sri Rama and Lakshmana passed the weary 4 months in a cave. The time passed dreadfully slowly for them. On the other hand, King Sugriva lost all track of time. He was engrossed in enjoying royal pleasures and indulging in his sense enjoyments. The season Sharath began, and Sugriva did not remember his promise to Lord Rama. Hanuman was silently suffering for this lapse of his king, but he was unable to confront him. He remained quiet. Lord Rama became impatient. He sent Lakshmana with a message to Sugriva, reminding him of his vow and that
ruin awaits him who forgets kindness and neglects his friends.
With this opportunity, Hanuman and the other Vanara commanders strongly chided Sugriva. As per their advice, Sugriva went to Lord Rama and prayed for pardon. He immediately issued orders to mobilize the Vanara warriors from all parts of the country. Once assembled, Sugriva dispatched groups of warriors in all 4 directions to search for Sita. As it was quite certain that Ravana had abducted Sita, only the most important commanders and soldiers were sent to the south to find Ravana's kingdom of Lanka. This group included Hanuman, Angada, Neela, and a great bear warrior, Jambavan. Angada was designated as the group's leader, but the majority placed more faith in Hanuman's abilities. Sugriva privately consulted with Hanuman, reminding him of his strength, intelligence, and courage. Before leaving, Lord Rama also called Hanuman aside and praised him, saying,
O Hanuman, you have great strength. I am totally dependent on you. Utilizing all your power, energies, and bravery, locate Sita and return.
Lord Rama handed Hanuman his signet ring and said,
When you find Sita, give her this ring and tell her that you are my messenger. She will then believe you.
With pure devotion, Hanuman humbly touched Sri Rama's feet and said,
O Lord, I will obey your order.
Then Sugriva assembled all the warriors and commanders of the southern army and declared,
If you do not bring back word about the location of Sita, I will behead you. You have 1 month to accomplish this task.
All of them agreed and departed to the south. The warriors sent in the other 3 directions returned within the month, stating that they could find no hint of Sita's location. Chanting the glory of Sri Rama, Hanuman and the others searched for Lanka. Many days passed with no clues. They crossed a wide desert and arrived at the Vindhya mountains, disappointed, tired, hungry, and thirsty. They observed some birds flying out of a cave with wet wings and smelt a sweet fragrance too. Hopeful of finding food and water, the Vanaras linked hands and entered the long, dark cave. At last they saw light, revealing a stream and a lovely grove of fully ripened fruit trees. They also spotted a tapaswini, a female mendicant who had great spiritual brilliance. Her name was Swayamprabha. She was the cave's caretaker. Offering them fruit and water, she explained that the cave belonged to her friend Hema, an Apsara, a celestial dancer, by whose powers no one who entered the cave could ever leave. Swayamprabha asked them the purpose of their visit. Hanuman told her that they had come for Ramakarya, to fulfill Rama's mission. Realizing that theirs was a divine mission, she had them close their eyes while she instantaneously transported them out of the cave with her spiritual powers. All at once, the Vanaras found themselves on the southern seashore. Looking around, they were startled to discover that it was the beginning of spring. Due to the enchantment of the cave, what had seemed like a brief moment was actually many days. King Sugriva's deadline had passed. Angada lamented that if they returned to Kishkindha without any clue about Sita, Sugriva would surely behead them. He said that they should undertake Prayopavesham, fasting until death. Hanuman tried to console and encourage his comrades, but in vain. The others were weeping, and Angada cried,
We have miserably failed in fulfilling the task assigned to us by Lord Rama. We are also incapable of sacrificing our lives as Jatayu did in the mission to help Lord Rama.
Their conversation was overheard by Sampati, an eagle king, who stayed on the beach. He had been eyeing the troop as his possible next meal. Sampati was surprised to hear mention of his younger brother Jatayu's name, and hearing him being spoken of as dead, Sampati naturally wished to know the whole story. He slowly approached the Vanaras and asked them to tell him about his brother. Angada related Lord Rama's story and told him how Jatayu had valiantly died trying to protect Sita from Ravana's abduction. Determined to avenge his brother's death, Sampati offered the Vanaras his help. Although he was old and weak, his eyes were still keen. He could see things very far away.
I see that Sita is held captive on the island of Lanka. It's far away, 100 yojanas. The island is protected by the fierce demoness Lankini.
The Vanaras were overjoyed to finally have news of Sita's whereabouts. But until they saw her and the city of Lanka with their own eyes, they decided not to return to Kishkindha. They discussed who could cross the ocean, see Sita, and come back. Angada said he could jump 150 yojanas, but he would not have the energy to return. Each soldier revealed his abilities, but none could meet the requirement. Hanuman was sitting alone, away from the others. The bear Jambavan approached him, reminded him of his many powers, and praised his courage. He said,
Hanuman, no one but you has the capacity to cross the ocean and come back. Increase your stature, realize your true strength, spring forward.
As his dormant powers came alive, Hanuman's form began to grow and glow in radiance. He stood with great resolve and agreed to the task. All of the Vanaras shouted and danced with joy looking at Hanuman's huge figure.
Jai Hanuman!
Hanuman, the great destroyer of enemies, making a strong resolve to find Sita, decided to fly in the sky and cross the ocean. The crossing of the ocean is a metaphor for the yogic journey of a spiritual seeker. Before starting on his mission, Hanuman prayed.
नमोस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्मै जनकात्मजायै नमोस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः नमोस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय माधव गोविन्द राम हरे विष्णु माधवं मधुसूदनं గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం. హరే మాధవం మధుసూదనం మాధవం మధుసూదనం. హరే రామ శ్రీరామ గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం. రామం రామం రఘుపతే రామం రామం రఘుపతే మాధవం మధుసూదనం. ఇందిరారమణ గోవింద.
I prostrate to Lord Rama and Lakshmana. I prostrate to Sita, the daughter of Janaka. I prostrate to Lord Shiva, Lord Indra, Yama and Vayu. I prostrate to the moon, the sun and Maruts. I prostrate to Lord Vishnu, Madhava, consort of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, Govinda, benefactor and protector of cows, who incarnated as Lord Rama of the Raghu dynasty.
Hanuman stretched his body and struck the earth once with his tail, causing the earth to rumble. As he concentrated his mind using his pranavayu, breath, he installed Lord Rama's form deep in his heart. Chanting Lord Rama's name,
Jai Shri Ram!
Hanuman took a giant leap and flew southwards across the ocean.
Veera Hanuman Paravaaramulanginchun. Veera Hanuman Paravaaramulanginchun.
అతడు మహేంద్రాచల శిఖరమున కంగునవాలం జడిపించి స్వీయ శరీరం మబ్బుల దాకా రయము మిక్కిలి పెంచేసి కాళ్ళను ముడిచి కొండను తల్లి గిరి శృంగంబులు చూర్ణించి చేతులు చాచి చూపులు నిలిపి కాంతులు మించి గర్జించి
వీర హనుమాన్ పారావారములంఘించున్.
నాడి శ్రోతో మార్గములన్నీ దీపల దీప్తి బిగబట్టి వాటిని నా సారంధ్రపుగాను ప్రబల తరము పూరించి చిత్తమునేకాగ్రంబున చేసి లఘిమా సిద్ధి చేబట్టి మది వికసించిన రామ పదాబ్జం నందున భక్తి నిలబెట్టి
వీర హనుమాన్ పారావారములంఘించున్.
పూకెడు రయమున పర్వత వృక్షం నను పెకలించు పైకెగలి తన వేగము సాగర జలము కాలువలాగా నడిపించి తన కోటులచే మబ్బుల గుంపుల ముక్కలు గావించి తన పెను నీడ సాగరమందున చాలా భాగం క్రమ్మేసి
వీర హనుమాన్ పారావారములంఘించున్.
ఇకమైనా కొన్ని పర్వత ఆదు హస్తస్పర్శలు అందించి విరసను సురగ మాతను పతి వైభవము ఒప్పించి ఛాయ రాహిక సింహక రాక్షసి జఠరము నిలిచి చెండాడి పదిలో సీతను శ్రీహరిదైత సచ్చిదానంద భావించి
వీర హనుమాన్ పారావారములంఘించున్.
వీర హనుమాన్
పారావారములంఘించున్.
The refrain. వీర హనుమాన్ పారావారము లంఘించెన్.
Hanuman, the great hero, with supreme courage, has crossed the mighty ocean. Verse 1.
అతడు మహేంద్రాచల శిఖరమునందున వాలము జడిపించి స్వీయ శరీరము మబ్బుల దాకా రయమున మిక్కిలి పెంచేసి కాళ్లను ముడిచి కొండను తన్ని గిరిశృంగంబుల చూర్ణించి చేతులు చాచి చూపులు నిలిపి కాంతుల మించి గర్జించి
he vigorously struck his tail on the mountain Mahendra. He greatly increased his size so that his head touched the clouds. Roaring like a lion, he sprang from the mountain with such force that the peaks were reduced to dust. He extended his hands and fixed his eyes on the goal. He was brilliant.
Verse 2. నాడీ శ్రోతో మార్గములన్నీయు ధీబల దీప్తిన్ బిగబట్టి వాటిని నాసారంధ్రపు గాలుల ప్రబల తరమ్ముగ పూరించి చిత్తమునేకాగ్రంబుగ చేసి లఘిమా సిద్ధిని చేపట్టి మది వికసించిన రామ పదాబ్జమునందున భక్తిని నిలబెట్టి
He controlled all of his nerves with his sharp intellect. He breathed in deeply and
totally concentrated his mind. He utilized the Laghima Siddhi, the special power, to become lightweight. With deep devotion, he meditated wholeheartedly on the lotus feet of Lord Rama. Verse 3. దూకెడు రయమున పర్వత వృక్షములను పెకలించుచు పైకెగిరి తన వేగమ్మున సాగర జలముల కాలువలాగా నడిపించి తన పోటులచే మబ్బుల గుంపుల ముక్కలు ముక్కలు గావించి తన పెను నీడను సాగరమందున చాలా భాగము క్రమ్మేసి
while rocketing into the sky, the nearby trees were uprooted and swept into the air. He perceived the vast ocean as a narrow canal. The clouds were fragmented by his high speed, and the shadow of his gigantic form covered the ocean.
Verse 4. ఇకమైనాకుని పర్వతరాజును హస్తస్పర్శల మన్నించి విరసను సురసను సురగణ మాతను మతి వైభవమున ఒప్పించి ఛాయాగ్రాహిక సింహిక రాక్షసి జఠరము చీలిచి చెండాడి మదిలో సీతను శ్రీహరి దయితను సచిదానందను భావించి
he tenderly caressed the mountain Mainaka. He won the appreciation of the goddess Surasa for his great intelligence and spontaneity. He powerfully pounded on the heart of the demoness Simhika, instantly killing her. He continuously meditated upon Sita, Lord Rama's wife, she being the embodiment of Sat, Chit, Ananda, truth, knowledge and bliss. Chapter 8. Crossing the Ocean. Hanuman's flight was astonishing to see. The sea creatures raised their heads above water to catch a glimpse of him. The sea god Varuna was delighted to see Hanuman utilizing his yogic power to serve Lord Rama, but he was also fearful. He thought,
Hanuman is undertaking such a great task for Lord Rama's sake. It would be beneficial for me to offer him some help.
With this in mind, Varuna approached the Mount Mainaka, son of Himalaya or Himavan. He was a mountain with wings who was hiding under the sea. At the beginning of creation, all of the hills and mountains had wings, which allowed them to fly whenever and wherever they wished. But when they landed, thousands of human beings and earth creatures were crushed to death. The Lord of Heaven Indra rectified this by chasing the flying mountains and cutting off their wings with his weapon Vajrayudha, the thunderbolt. Hence Lord Indra also became known as Giribhit, or the one who chopped the mountains. Not wishing to lose his wings, Mainaka asked the sea god for shelter. With good reason, Varuna made a bold decision to give him protection. At that time, there were Rakshasas, demons residing in the Patala, the netherworld, who dug a tunnel from their world to the sea. They would exit through this tunnel and persecute the people and other creatures on earth. Whenever Lord Indra or other celestials chased them, the demons would quickly retreat to the safety of their world through this undersea tunnel. To solve this problem, Lord Indra sought the help of the powerful sage Agastya, who instantly swallowed all the seawater and exposed the demons. Lord Indra killed them at once. For the benefit of the world, Agastya returned the water back to the sea. Even with this triumph, some demons remained in Patala and the old problem persisted. The sea god Varuna saw the mountain Mainaka as the final solution. He instructed him to sit firmly on the ocean floor, blocking the tunnel's exit, thus preventing any demons from coming out. This he did very well. The demons' persistent efforts to exit from their world were always thwarted, as Mainaka had the power to expand his size at will. Because of Mainaka, persecution by the demons of Patala stopped. The angels, the humans, and the other creatures of the earth rejoiced. Observing this benefit, Lord Indra assured Mainaka, saying,
"Be fearless. As long as you sit there, I will not cut off your wings."
Now Varuna approached Mainaka and said,
O Mainaka, you must be restless after sitting still for such a long time. Here is an excellent chance for you to extend your wings and fly freely. In a mission for Lord Rama, Hanuman is performing an excellent feat by crossing the ocean in a single jump. Even with such yogic power, if he loses momentum even for a second, he will fall and drown in the sea. Why don't you fly up to some height and give him a chance to rest on you? After a few moments, he could again proceed using his yogic power and you could return to your normal position. For this humble service to Sri Rama, Lord Indra will not object and will surely praise you. Mainaka, increase your size and fly now.
Mainaka was inspired. He grew and flew in the sky, intersecting Hanuman's path. Mainaka hoped that just upon seeing him, Hanuman would feel relief and rest on him for a while. Meanwhile, Hanuman was flying with excellent concentration and matchless speed. He was perturbed to see a huge mountain rising out of the sea. Its peaks kept growing larger and higher, surpassing the clouds, and were about to block his way. He became angry looking at this obstacle, so he increased his speed and forcefully smashed into the mountain with his chest. Mainaka instantly realized the special strength of Hanuman and stopped in midair. Assuming a human form, Mainaka stood on the highest peak and said,
"Well done, Hanuman. Your physical strength and yogic power are simply astonishing. The sea god Varuna has sent me to help you in your mission. Varuna and I are also devotees of Lord Rama. We are your well-wishers and friends. Please rest for a while on me. Then your onward flight will be easier. Please accept my humble invitation. The sea god and I will be very happy."
Hanuman sweetly replied,
Mainaka, I am very pleased to hear your kind offer and I am grateful for the friendship of the sea god. Please do not feel insulted, but I cannot stop. I must reach Lanka before sunset, and I promised the Vanara heroes that I would fly non-stop like Lord Rama's arrow. Your words of goodwill are equivalent to your hospitality. Please consider that I have accepted your service and kindly bid me farewell with love and affection.
Saying this, Hanuman gently caressed the peaks of Mainaka and flew onwards like a great wind. Lord Indra praised Mainaka and Varuna for their hospitality. The Devatas, the celestials, were watching this scene and were greatly astonished. They praised Hanuman, saying,
Jai Hanuman!
Flying across the ocean is impossible for anyone except Hanuman.
Varuna, Mainaka, and all of the celestials, including Lord Indra, blessed Hanuman, saying,
May you be victorious in the mission of Lord Rama.
They extolled the glory of Hanuman in song.
Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam, Ramabhaktam Balavantam, Ramabhaktam Balavantam, Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam. Jnana Pandita Anjana Tanayam, Jnana Pandita Anjana Tanayam, Pavana Putram Bhaskara Tejam, Pavana Putram Bhaskara Tejam, Bhaskara Tejam, Bhaskara Tejam. Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam, Vande Santam Hanumantam. Vayudevam Vanaraviram, Vayudevam Vanaraviram, Sachidanandam Pranadevam, Sachidanandam Pranadevam, Pranadevam, Pranadevam. Vande Santam Hanumantam, 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 Vande Santam Hanumantam.
The refrain: Vande Santam Hanumantam, Rama Bhaktam Balavantam. Hanuman, I prostrate to you. You are very saintly and the best devotee of Lord Rama. You possess great strength. Verse 1. Jnana Pandita Anjana Tanayam Pavana Putram Bhaskara Tejam. You are the son of Anjana Devi and Pavana the wind. You are a repository of divine knowledge and are as brilliant as the sun. Verse 2. Vayudevam Vanara Veeram Sachidanandam Pranadevam. You are a mighty Vanara warrior and the Lord of life energy. You are Sat Chit Ananda, truth, knowledge, bliss. As he continued his flight, the celestials decided to test Hanuman. In this same sea there lived an aged Devata named Surasa, who was the daughter of Daksha and a Naga, or a serpent goddess. She had infinite power from her penance and had been blessed with boons from Lord Brahma the Creator. Being very old, she was leading a solitary, peaceful life in the sea. The celestials went to her, prostrated, and pleaded,
Mother, look at that sight. The one who is very bright and flying across the sky, it's Hanuman, son of Vayu. Now is the proper time to test him for his power and his tact.
They told her of their plan, and Surasa consented to help. Suddenly, a huge monster erupted from the ocean right in front of Hanuman. It was miles wide, having no hands or legs. It was just an enormous head with volcano-like eyes, gigantic jaws, a tongue as big as a palm tree, and long, sharp teeth. Seeing this fierce creature, Hanuman felt neither fear nor anger. He looked at it with total concentration. Through divine insight, he understood that this was only a Devata assuming the form of a demoness sent to test him. Her voice thundered,
Come, Hanuman! Finally, the celestials have offered good food to me. I am opening my mouth wide. Fall inside and let me eat you. Come!
Still, no negative feelings arose in Hanuman's mind. He bowed to her with folded hands and while continuing to fly, said,
O Mother, Daksha's daughter, I prostrate to you. I am on a mission for Lord Rama as his messenger. This is Lord Rama's kingdom in which you live. So it is your righteous duty to help me in this task. Do not obstruct my way.
Surasa protested loudly, saying,
Oh, Hanuman! Lord Indra willingly offered you as my food. If I open my mouth, anything in front of it must go inside. There is no exception. Lord Brahma himself gave me this boon. My mouth is open, now fall into it.
Again Hanuman prostrated to her and spoke with respect.
Nagamata, snake mother, I do not refuse to become your food if Lord Indra has made such an offer to you. However, I must first complete this assignment for Lord Rama. As soon as my task is finished, I will return and fall into your mouth. This is my sincere promise. Believe me and do not obstruct me now.
Surasa laughed.
Hanuman, do not think that I am foolish enough to believe your words. I do not care about your task. I have the boons of Lord Brahma. I am opening my mouth now. Show me how strong you are.
Impatient to continue, Hanuman thought quickly and said,
All right, if you are so proud of your boons, then swallow me. But first, open your mouth wider so I can jump in.
Hanuman increased the size of his body. Seeing it, the Nagamata expanded her mouth to accommodate him. Then Hanuman grew again, and once more Surasa widened her mouth. As his body grew bigger and bigger, she opened her mouth wider and wider. When her mouth was enormously wide, Hanuman instantly reduced himself to the size of a thumb. With lightning speed, he darted inside her mouth, touched her palate a few times, and flew out again. Then he quickly resumed his previous huge form and hovered over Surasa's head, whose giant mouth was now gaping in astonishment. Hanuman prostrated once more and humbly said,
O mother, I have fulfilled your wish. I entered your mouth and came out of it again. Now you cannot do anything against me. Kindly bless me with maternal love.
Surasa was greatly impressed with the genius, agility, and spontaneity of Hanuman. She smiled with wholehearted appreciation and blessed him, saying,
Hanuman, your power is infinite. You will achieve victory in Lord Rama's service.
The celestials were, of course, watching all of this with rapt attention. They were overjoyed at the outcome and praised Hanuman, saying,
Hanuman, you have shown the superb power of your keen intellect. You have easily passed our test with flying colors. What excellent proof of your courage, quick wit, and divine insight. Hanuman, victory to you.
They sang sonorously thus.
Adipatalanana Anjaneya Atabhuta Betala Jitamaya Adipatalanana Anjaneya Atabhuta Betala Jitamaya Udutune Ningi Keri Suri Mingadal Tukaleda Ni Kirti Naludikula Takaleda Ni Kirti Naludikula Takaleda Adipatalanana Anjaneya Sri Ramuni Maitri Gurchi Sugrimuni Pranalu Nilupaleda Nivaya Kaikariyamu Salupaleda Adipatalanana Anjaneya Atabhuta Betala Jitamaya Uppinchi Neevu Evura Konda Konela Pindiyai Tulegada Chappanai Alanka Solipoda Adipatalanana Anjaneya Atabhuta Betala Jitamaya.
The refrain, Atipatalanana Anjaneya Hatabhuta Bhetala Jitamaya. O Anjaneya, your complexion is bright red. You have conquered the power of illusion. You kill ghosts and evil spirits. Verse 1. Pudutune Ningikagiri Surini Mingadalachi Dukaleda Ni Kirti Naludikula Takaleda. As an infant, you jumped high into the sky, intending to swallow the sun, thinking that it was a fruit. You then became famous throughout the world. Verse 2. శ్రీరాముని మైత్రి గూర్చి సుగ్రీవుని ప్రాణాలు నిలుపలేదా, నీవాయన కైంకర్యము సలుపలేదా. Out of your goodwill, you arranged for the friendship between Sugriva and Lord Rama, thus saving Sugriva's life. Verse 3. కుప్పించి నీవు ఎగుర కొండ కోనల పిండి అయి కూలేగాదా, చప్పనై ఆ లంక సోలిపోదా. When you jumped high into the sky, the peaks of the mountain Mahendra were reduced to dust. By your fierce might, the island of Lanka will collapse with fatigue. Intent on his task, Hanuman flew on towards Lanka, and even the celestials were amazed at his rocket speed. His huge body cast an enormous shadow on the sea below. It was so wide that it looked as if a big town was being carried away by flood waters. Suddenly, Hanuman's speed diminished as if a strong wind were blowing against him. He was also quickly losing altitude. He felt as if he were being sucked into a typhoon. He made a quick mental calculation of his location and realized that he was in the territory of the demoness Simhika. Sugriva had warned him about this evil creature who lived in the sea in the form of a whale. Whenever a flying object crossed over the sea, Simhika would grab hold of its shadow. By the power of her spell, she would pull on the shadow, drawing her victim down to the water, where she would then swallow it. She was also known as Chaya Grahini, the usurper of the shadow. Sure enough, Hanuman saw Simhika slowly floating on the water with her fierce mouth wide open. She was pulling him towards her. Hanuman thought,
If I fall into her mouth, my life will come to an end.
He began chanting Lord Rama's name. As he did so, his strength, courage, and intellect multiplied. While continuing to fly, he increased his size. The demoness was feeling very proud that she had pulled down this victim from the great height of many miles. The closer he came, the harder she pulled. She opened her mouth far and wide to swallow his growing form. The huge, dark cavern of her mouth protruded awkwardly above the sea as she excitedly wagged her extended tongue. By now, her mouth was open very wide, and Hanuman was so close that he could see all the way down her throat to her beating heart. He had a plan. Instantly, he reduced his size to that of a small monkey. With the speed of Lord Rama's arrow, he flew down her throat and pounced on her heart. Hanuman ripped through her heart with his steel-like hands and diamond-hard nails, tearing the heart and all the veins and arteries to pieces. Before Simhika could close her mouth, Hanuman exited with the same speed. She had a painful, cruel death. Vomiting blood and moaning, she died within a few moments. Without even glancing back, Hanuman flew forward with lightning speed. His only purpose was to find Sita. The celestials watching this encounter were stunned. With the death of Simhika, they breathed a great sigh of relief. Earlier, when they used Surasa to test Hanuman, they had failed to remember that he would encounter Simhika on his journey. When Hanuman's shadow was snared, they knew that he was in real danger. Yet, Hanuman did not feel even an ounce of fear. He responded in an inimitable way with unimaginable speed. The Devatas praised him, saying,
Hanuman, you are the king of Vanaras. Your bravery and heroism are wonderful. We initially considered that crossing the ocean in itself was a great feat. When we saw the powerful plunge into the mountain Mainaka with your mighty chest, we were impressed the second time. The third wonder was when you passed Surasa's test and earned her praise. However, killing Simhika is your most extraordinary achievement. Whenever you encounter any danger, your talents and abilities are immediately multiplied. This victory over Simmika conclusively proves your creativity, courage, and limitless power. You are invincible. You will surely achieve the cherished purpose in the service of Lord Rama.
They sang in chorus.
ఆంజనేయ ఆంజనేయ భక్తిగేయ ఎంత వాడనేను నీ స్తుతులు చేయ ఆంజనేయ ఆంజనేయ భక్తిగేయ ఎంత వాడనేను నీ స్తుతులు చేయ అంజనమ్మ కడుపు పంటవైనావు వాయుపుత్రుడన్న కీర్తి పెట్టినావు రవిని మింగి గెంతినావు రట్టు చేసి జగతి వణక చేసినావు ఆంజనేయ ఆంజనేయ భక్తిగేయ ఎంత వాడనేను నీ స్తుతులు చేయ వజ్రబలము మొక్కబోవ చేసినావు హనుమంతుడను బిరుదు దాల్చినావు విద్యలెల్ల సూర్యనొద్ద చదివినావు ఆసువర్చలమ్మ మనసు తోచినావు ఆంజనేయ ఆంజనేయ భక్తిగేయ ఎంత వాడనేను నీ స్తుతులు చేయ రామచంద్ర ప్రభువు గుర్తుపట్టినావు తల్లి కొరకు వారిదిని దూకినావు రామచంద్ర ప్రభువు గుర్తుపట్టినావు తల్లి కొరకు వారిదిని దూకినావు ఆంజనేయ ఆంజనేయ భక్తిగేయ ఎంత వాడనేను నీ స్తుతులు చేయ.
The refrain, Anjaneya Anjaneya Bhakti Geya Yantavada Ni Stutulu Cheya. Anjaneya, we sing your glory with devotion. Our words cannot adequately praise you. Verse 1. Anjanamma Kadupu Panta Vainavu Vayuputrudanna Kirti Pattinavu. Being the son of Anjana Devi, you are really the fruit of her penance. You are very famous as the son of wind. Verse 2. Raviniminga okka gentu gentinavu rattu chesi jagati vanaka chesinavu. When you were a baby, you reached for the sun in a single leap to swallow him. The entire world was shaken by fear from this great feat. Verse 3. Vajrabalamu mokkabova chesinavu Hanumantudanu birudu dalchinavu. Even the weapon, the thunderbolt of Indra, was powerless against you. You are widely known as Hanuman. Verse 4. Vidyalella suryunodda chadivinavu Asuvarchalamma manasu dochinavu. You learned all the arts and sciences from Surya, whose pious daughter Suvarchala was charmed by your spiritual power. Verse 5. Ramachandra Prabhu Gurtu Pattinavu Talli Koraku Varidhine Dukinavu. When you were leaving to search for Sita, Lord Rama entrusted you with his ring to give Sita as a token of his love. He was certain that you alone had the capacity to locate her. For this purpose you crossed the mighty ocean. When the celestials praised him thus, Hanuman's energy and speed increased manyfold. He proceeded towards Lanka with great determination. Chapter 9. Seeking Sita. After some time, Hanuman saw a landmass in the distance. Using his highly refined perception, he knew it to be the island of Lanka. Hanuman was very happy. As he came closer, he could identify the mountain Trikuta. As he was looking down, Hanuman saw his shadow and realized that he was as big as a ship. He thought,
being this size, I am sure to draw attention to myself and my mission will be compromised.
Hanuman reduced himself to the size of an ordinary monkey and flew to the island. It was all just as his friend Sugriva had described it, only more magnificent. He saw lush forests of palm trees, hills with flowing rivers, coconut groves along the river banks, huge mansions on hills, and numerous tall buildings. The city was a glitter in gold. Remembering the details given by Sugriva, he easily located King Ravana's sprawling palace. He landed in the dense forest just outside the city walls. He was surprised that he did not feel the least bit tired from his leap across the ocean. He was not even breathing heavily. He smiled and thought,
"Since I am capable of crossing thousands of yojanas in a single jump, this 100 yojanas was no great feat."
It was mid-afternoon, and the sun's rays were ferocious. As the forest was close to the shore, a pleasant, cool sea breeze moved through that area, carrying the sweet fragrance of flowers. Hanuman sat in a tree and pondered about his next course of action in the search for Sita. He decided that surveillance should be his first step. Jumping from one treetop to another, he tried to observe the city. Unfortunately, the fort walls surrounding the city were so high that he could only see the tops of the tall buildings. As he was moving about the Trikuta hills, he observed a tall mountain with perpendicular sides named Lamba Parvata. It was virtually impossible for anyone to climb, but Hanuman easily scaled its vertical cliffs. From this excellent vantage point, he could clearly see the entire city in the minutest detail. Hanuman was an eminent scholar and a highly experienced administrator, and yet he almost swooned at the sight of Lanka. It was a glorious, expansive city which covered the majority of the island. He was deeply impressed with its well-designed layout and quality of construction. He marveled at the wide roads, the tall buildings, and the expansive gardens. What splendor! It was obvious that the demons were fond of excellent decorations. Even houses in the suburban areas were fixed with gold-plated doors, carved with exquisitely beautiful designs. The city's overall grandeur and beauty were an inspiring sight to behold. Being a good soldier and a scout, Hanuman also analyzed the city's security system and was again impressed. The sea was Lanka's natural protection, but in addition, there was a deep and wide water canal surrounding the city's high fort walls. Hanuman noticed the superb maintenance of this canal. Fine lotuses were growing in its waters, an obvious sign that the canal's water was systematically refreshed. The city's layout was strategically planned, with a multi-storied building on almost every street serving as a lookout post. Throughout the city, the numerous and highly visible guards were on constant vigil. The auras of the demon warriors were brilliant, and their majestic gait revealed their strength. All of this was not out of the ordinary. What was unusual was that many archers were standing on guard at every strategic point along the fort wall. Hanuman thought,
Generally, no king orders warriors holding bows and arrows to be on alert on the fort wall. Why has Ravana arranged this?
At once, the answer came to him. He realized that Lord Rama and Lakshmana were experts in archery, with Sri Rama being able to behead hundreds of demons in minutes. Too cowardly to face them directly, Ravana had committed the heinous crime of abducting Sita in the absence of Rama and Lakshmana. Surely Ravana is afraid every moment of every day, expecting revenge from these two powerful enemies. Arming his demon warriors with bows and arrows must be Ravana's attempt to thwart an assault from the two great archers. Hanuman had to admire the forethought and the excellent war strategy of this demon king. As he completed his hilltop observations, Hanuman spotted the entrance to the city, the north gate. He assessed his situation and thought,
If I remain the size of an ordinary monkey, one of the many security guards would definitely see me. He would doubt my identity and question my presence here. The fight against the demons would begin even before I set foot in the city. If I enter the city disguised as a demon, I might be exposed by the demons who have the power of illusion. Even if I were victorious in a fight against the demons, the purpose of my visit would not be served at all. Ravana might even shift Sita to another location. There is only one tactful way. I should reduce my form even further. I should stop jumping on trees and running through the forest. I should remain still until nightfall. Then, under the cover of darkness, I can enter the city unnoticed by anyone. As I explore the city in search of Sita, I can also discover the size and location of its armies. Sri Rama would surely find this information useful. However, this task must be finished tonight. When day breaks, no matter how small my form might be, I would surely be noticed by someone in this city with many eyes.
Coming to these conclusions, Hanuman reduced his size to that of a small cat, even though he remained a monkey. Holding tight to a tree, he sat silently until nightfall. As night came, Hanuman was disappointed to see a full moon rising out of the sea. He had hoped to move about under the cover of total darkness. Ever positive, he reconciled.
This way, it will be easier for me to see the streets and houses in the moonlight.
Hanuman approached the north gate from the treetops and surveyed the situation. The security guards were relaxed, happily whistling and chatting while enjoying the pleasant moonshine. Hanuman thought,
"Who will notice me in this hubbub?"
As he was about to jump down into the city, he heard a thunderous noise. Like a ghost, an aged demoness emerged from the fort wall, rotating her eyeballs fiercely.
"Who are you?"
she roared angrily. Though Hanuman was caught off guard, he blinked his eyes like a mischievous monkey and softly responded in a child's voice.
"First, tell me who you are."
Although irritated, the demoness controlled her temper, saying,
"I am Lankini, the presiding deity of the empire of Lanka. The city derives its name from me. Without my permission, no one, not even an insect, not even the wind, can enter this city. If you make one move, I will cut you to pieces. Now tell me who you are and where you have come from,"
she commanded. The demoness expected the small monkey to tremble with fear just upon hearing her name. But Hanuman was unruffled and said innocently,
"I have heard from many people that this city is very beautiful. I have come to see for myself. I will just go inside, take a look, and come back soon."
Lankini was very suspicious because monkeys of this type were not found at all on her island. As Hanuman was about to move forward, she roared,
"Hey, stop!"
She gave a heavy blow to Hanuman's head with her fist. She assumed that the little monkey would be smashed to the ground. Instead, he became very angry, suddenly jumped up and punched her in the chest with his left fist. As his opponent was a female, Hanuman wanted to show his compassion and gave her what he considered to be a gentle stroke. Although less than a foot tall, the blow from this monkey was more powerful than a thunderbolt and caused Lankini unbearable pain. She reeled in agony and confusion and fell down unconscious, bleeding from her mouth. Regaining her senses, Lankini slowly stood up and bowed respectfully to Hanuman. She said,
"O great one, I do not know who you are. However, by your powerful blow, I now recollect the words of Lord Brahma. One day Ravana went to Mount Kailas, Lord Shiva's abode in the Himalayas.
he tormented Nandi, Lord Shiva's bull vehicle, in several ways. Nandi gave a curse to Ravana, declaring that his city of Lanka would be burned to ashes by a great fire. Ravana paid no attention. As I am Lanka's presiding deity, I would also have to face that fire hazard. Out of fear, I went to Lord Brahma and prayed for my rescue.
Vandamage, Vandamage, Brahmanamadyam, Vandamage, 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 Brahmanamadyam, Vandamage, Ekaikamadau tu Vandamage, Trimurtikam Chata Vandamage, Varyukta Viryam Cha Vandamage, Sri Punsa Bhutam Vandamage, 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 Brahmanamadyam Vandamage, Avyancha Gota Cha Hudabhuk Swayam, Vedyancha Vedya Cha Vidhi Swayam, Yes Satya Lokeste Satya Swayam, Tam Satchidananda Saradvayam, Vandamage, Vandamage, Brahmanamadyam Vandamage.
The refrain: Vandamahe, Vandamahe, Brahmanamadyam Vandamahe. O Lord Brahma, you are the principle of creation and creativity. I prostrate to you. Verse 1. Ekaika madau tu vandamahe, Traimurtikam chatha vandamahe, Varyukta viryam cha vandamahe, Stripumsa bhutam vandamahe. You were the only one existing at the beginning of creation. Later, you took the form of the Trinity, Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. By your grace, you have gifted life energy to all creatures. You created all of the various species and their masculine and feminine genders. Verse 2. Havyam cha hota cha hutabhuk swayam, Vedyam cha vetta cha vitti swayam, Yas satya lokesti satyam swayam, Tam SACCHIDANANDA saradvayam. As Agni, the fire god, you are the source of fire and also the sacred material used in the Homa, fire worship. You are the knower, the knowledge, and also the process of knowing. You are the principle of truth in your world, Satyaloka. You are the essence of Sat Chit Ananda, truth, knowledge, and bliss, which is Advaya, the non-dual Supreme Soul. Lankini continued her story telling of her boon from Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma had told her,
Lankini, your city will be safe until you are defeated by a monkey. Until then, even the celestials cannot harm you. However, after that, the burning and destruction of Lanka is inevitable.
Lankini told Hanuman,
Today, by your powerful blow, I almost fell down dead. Because you are kind, you did not strike again. All of these aspects together, your power, your kindness, and Lord Brahma's prediction indicate that you have come to locate Sita. None can stop you in your noble mission. None can protect Ravana hereafter. I am utterly defeated and will leave the city this very moment. O great monkey warrior, enter this cursed city and find Sita.
Having given her blessing to him, Lankini again prostrated to Hanuman and disappeared. Then, without hesitation, Hanuman leaped down into the city, first touching the earth with his left foot. The Shastras, the codes for living, state that one who wants to annihilate his enemies should follow this method when entering the enemy's city for the first time. Without creating suspicion, Hanuman entered the great city of Lanka. He moved quickly, darting between the shadows of trees and buildings.
He noted everything in great detail and continued to be amazed by the splendor and beauty visible everywhere. Where in this maze of a city was Sita? Hanuman searched every house, rich or poor, intent on not missing a single one. As he passed through the different parts of the city, Hanuman witnessed countless fascinating and disturbing sights. In one neighborhood, both the males and females were drunk, having consumed enormous quantities of liquor. Happily unmindful of anything, they sang loudly and danced out of control. They showed no sense of decency nor any courtesy to one another. In one place, the demons were systematically performing yagas, ritual worship. Yet in another, demons were engaged in black magic and doing japa, repetitive prayers using peculiar vows. He observed that physically strong demons were given more respect than scholars. Around midnight, in every house there were scenes of eroticism as the demons indulged in lustful behavior. Some of the demons were very attractive, however, there were many ugly ones too. He saw everything imaginable: demons with one eye or a horn on their head, deformed ears and limbs, twisted faces, dwarfs, and abnormally tall demons. Their inherent nature was infused with cruelty, and most of them were holding deadly weapons. Hanuman marveled at the varied architectural styles of the buildings with their ornate decorations. The design and engineering of the multiple-storied buildings fascinated him. He passed many large army barracks, which he found were highly disciplined. Even though he had seen many instances of abnormal behavior and cruelty, the city in general had a sense of law and order. By now he had covered almost the entire city. Though he had come across human females, he never found a lady who matched Lord Rama's description of Sita's features and beauty, nor did he spot any ornaments of her special design. The only place left to search was the royal palace. Situated at the center of Lanka, on top of a hill, Ravana's abode appeared to be a city within the city. It was surrounded by its own high walls and deep water canal. The royal palace was the highest and largest on a hill dotted with many smaller palaces. Hanuman deduced that these must be the residences of Ravana's important officers and ministers. Hanuman began searching the outlying palaces and moved around, jumping from one rooftop to the other. He eavesdropped and observed the uniform markings of their occupants. Hanuman overheard their conversations as they pleasantly chatted, calling each other by name. He memorized the names of the army commanders and ministers, many of whom were notorious demons like Indrajit, Ravana's son, Prahasta, an army commander, Vidyunmali, a minister, and Kumbhakarna, Ravana's brother. Hanuman approached Ravana's palace. The aura of the main palace was cruel and harsh. Guarding the high palace walls was an army of 100,000 consisting of elephants, horses, chariots, and demon soldiers. When the guards' attention was diverted, Hanuman leaped across the wide canal onto the wall and then down to a tree inside the palace compound. Here the palace was surrounded by hundreds of hideous-looking demonesses, all holding horrible weapons. Hanuman was about to sneak inside the palace walls, but his intuition made him stop. He wondered if this palace was the normal building it appeared to be. Hanuman closely examined the structure and saw that it was being supported by thousands of small organisms and creatures holding the building on their heads. He realized that this palace was not a building at all, but a very large flying vehicle. This was the infamous Pushpaka Vimana. Ravana had acquired it by force after defeating his stepbrother Kubera, the lord of wealth and the presiding deity of the direction north. The Vimana had divine power to fly with the mere intention of its owner. Not only had Ravana arranged extensive palace security, but he could fly, escape at will. Hanuman again admired Ravana's intelligence and foresight in battle strategy. Hanuman entered the palace unnoticed. The splendor of the palace was dazzling. None of the presiding deities of the four directions, north, south, east, and west, nor one of the deities of the four corners, northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest, had such a grand palace. Hanuman saw many strange scenes as he searched every room in the palace. In many places he found sleeping females, none of them being Sita. There were several rooms with a copious supply of wine and liquor. There were many dance halls, kitchens, and dining halls. Ravana's wealth and prosperity were evident throughout the palace. Hanuman came to one particularly spacious room and jumped inside. There, a huge person was sleeping on a big cot. His complexion was jet black, like a starless night. Hanuman's heart skipped a beat, as he knew him to be the demon, King Ravana. He was surrounded by hundreds of beautiful sleeping women. By their positions and postures, it appeared that they were fully drunk and had enjoyed Ravana's company with dance and lustful activities. The females were of many different species: human, angels, Gandharvas, celestial singers, and demonesses. Hanuman felt a bit embarrassed looking at the females in such postures. However, as it was his duty, he keenly observed each and every one of them. Adjacent and lower to Ravana's cot was a smaller cot where a middle-aged woman lay sleeping. She was a repository of Sattvaguna, purity. Hanuman thought,
"This must be Sita."
He was so happy that he kissed his tail and ran excitedly around the room. Then he thought again,
If this lady is Sita, she would not be in such a state of happiness.
When he looked at her more closely, he realized that she was not Sita. He knew she must be Mandodari, Ravana's queen, who was famous for her chastity. After examining the excellent features on the palms of her hands, Hanuman mentally prostrated to her. Looking at Ravana, Hanuman thought,
Regardless of the many sins he has committed, his vast store of punya, merit, has not diminished and he has remained unopposed. Prior to this, he has not taken the wives of other men. Now, with this huge mistake of abducting and holding captive the chaste Sita Devi, the wife of the most revered Sri Rama, no amount of punya will save him.
Hanuman searched the entire palace and found no trace of Sita. He made another thorough search inside the palace. He was concerned that he secretly saw so many women in unmentionable postures. He made the self-inquiry to see if he had any lustful or perverse feelings in his mind. He found that he did not. It was a simple fact that to find a lady, one must search among the ladies. After Hanuman completed his second palace search, he was very upset that he had still not located Sita. He began to have gloomy thoughts.
I am very sad. Suppose I cross the ocean to return and meet Nara warriors. What can I say to them? The time limit stipulated by Sugriva has passed. As a result, all the members of group are destined to die because of my failure. I am unable to bear this grief. It would be better if I die in a remote corner of this island by Prayopavesham, fasting until death.
Hanuman quickly recovered his composure, thinking,
What are these thoughts? As long as one lives, one must be active, enthusiastic, and complete his assigned duties. One must never think about the result of one's action. This is the best code of righteousness.
Hanuman gave encouragement to himself thus. These words, in fact, encouraged the entire humanity. He resolved to search the palace one more time. When this search was also fruitless, he sat in a corner. He was tormented by his many streams of thought.
The eagle Sampati stated that Sita is here. I have searched the palace 3 times. Where is Sita? Perhaps she did not yield to his desires and Ravana has swallowed her. Or maybe one of his demon wives has swallowed her. Or she might have even committed suicide. Or maybe during a tussle while flying in the chariot, she fell down and got smashed to pieces. Or drowned in the sea. Or maybe she was so frightened that she died from shock. Or maybe during an escape attempt, she was strangled by Ravana's grip around her throat. Anyway, why am I thinking that she died? Maybe Ravana has imprisoned her somewhere nearby and not inside the palace. How can I locate her? Neither expecting name nor fame, I quickly crossed the ocean to find her. What if I had brought Lord Rama and Lakshmana here? They would be heartbroken at not finding Sita and would die from grief. If they died, the entire kingdom of Ayodhya would perish, and with it, the Kishkinda kingdom as well. Why should they all perish? I will stay in a remote forest as a Vanaprastha, a forest resident. No, instead of running away, it would be better for me to drown in the sea. But what would my death accomplish? I will kill Ravana as if he were an insect. By doing so, I can wreak vengeance. No, better yet, I will capture him as if he were a small bird and throw him at Lord Rama's feet so he can punish him. Why should I be afraid? And what could I gain by suicide? I should achieve my purpose. To do so, I must be alive. Jivan Bhadrani Pashyati. All living beings exist in the security and protection of the Creator. My purpose is to find Sita. Is there any place that I may have overlooked in my search? Let me do my duty.
When finally his thoughts returned to performing his duty, the heaviness in his heart was lifted. He climbed to the top of a tall building and looked around once more. His eyes fell on an enclosed garden that was so dense with Ashoka trees it was almost like a forest. It was situated at a lower level within the main palace compound. Surrounding the garden was a high wall heavily guarded by soldiers. This was obviously an important place. Hanuman cursed himself for not finding this garden earlier. His heart throbbed when he was about to search for Sita again. He intensely prayed to all the deities.
Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Devye Chatasmai Janakatmajaya Namostu Rudrendra Yamanilebhyo Namostu Chandrarkamarudganebhyaha Namostu Ramaya Salakshmanaya Madhava Govinda Rama Hare Vishnu Madhavam Madhusudanam Govindam 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 Sri Ramam Govindam 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 Sri Ramam Hare Madhavam Madhusudanam Madhavam Madhusudanam Hare Rama Sri Rama Govinda గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం మాధవం మధుసూదనం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం గోవిందం 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 శ్రీరామం రామం రామం రఘుపతే రామం రామం రఘుపతే మాధవం మధుసూదనం ఇందిరారమణ గోవింద.
Jai Shri Ram.
Reciting this prayer, Hanuman landed in the garden with a single jump. Not only hundreds of Ashoka trees, but thousands of species of trees thrived in the park. The layout and the landscape design were superb, with a beautiful stream meandering through the garden. Hanuman was enraptured by the exquisite splendor of this serene garden. He knew this must be Ravana's private garden, the Ashokavanam. Hanuman climbed up a tall Shimshupa tree. From there he spotted a majestic hall with 1,000 gold inlaid marble pillars. Next to it he saw a small temple by the stream, and his heart leaped.